Mexican rapper by the name of Tommy Guns is getting a lot of backlash. Like, people is really not feeling this for some comments he made about black people while doing an interview. I don't know how to explain this to anybody who's not from the West Coast, but when you look at Tommy, you obviously see a black man, right? He obviously has some black in him. He has the black facial structure. He's a black guy, right? He has a black parent. However, that one drop rule that the rest of the world go by don't really happen on the West Coast, bruh. On the West Coast, if you one drop Mexican, you Mexican, bruh. Right? If you mix with black and Mexican, you Mexican. They 9 times out of 10, somebody who's mixed with black, they identify as a Mexican. That's just the case, bruh. All right. And with Tommy, I'm not sure if that's how he identifies, but 9 times out of 10, if you see a guy who is obviously black, could be darker than you, but he has some Hispanic in him, he's claiming that Hispanic side fully. He don't even identify with that black side at all. I'm not sure if that's the case with Tommy, but because Tommy is half black and half Mexican, that's usually the topic of discussion when he do interviews. So during this interview with Drinks with the Jinx, they asked him, hey, who do you prefer more, right? Black girls or Mexican girls? And his answer got him in a whole lot of trouble.
Because they don't make them like that no more.
No, they don't.
Make them like me no
They're
more.
rare. Ah, there we
like
go.
Me no more. You ain't gonna see no other food light skin and not even light skin, like just half black Mexican in a Sureño hood with a cracked star on his forehead.
Right.
You ain't gonna see this ever again, bro.
Hey, let me ask you. So I know you said baby mom's Mexican, right?
Yeah.
Like, what's your preference of women? Like, do you fuck with black too? You like black too? The sisters?
Damn, to be honest, I haven't dated a black girl since I was like in the 6th grade. Bro.
Damn, like,
there's nothing wrong with that. If his preference is Hispanic women and he has only dated Hispanic women since the 6th grade, that's his preference. He has a right to like who he want to like, right? And nobody should shame him for it. But where the shaming comes in is once you state your preference and then you explain why you don't date black women, and your why is filled with prejudice. It's filled with characters and stereotypes. That's where people look at you and say, hold on, man. This has gone from preferences to self-hate very quickly.
Damn.
Straight up, I'm keeping it hella G though.
Keep it G.
And I said this in the last interview, like, cause they asked me specifically, they were on the female topic. I was like, damn, they baiting me, you know? So the clips are already out there, so now I can speak on it because they're already out there. But I was about to say, you know, damn well, when it comes to like dealing with like a black woman, I wouldn't say a woman because I never deal with a grown woman. Right. It would be a different whole taste for me, you know? Right. But I'm saying with my experience, you know, damn well, like when you run into a Mexican girl, they're more like, how do I say it? Family oriented. Like you meet them, they're like, damn, you know, my parents this and that. Like you're gonna have to, you know?
Yeah.
For like, how do I say it? Like a black woman, it probably wouldn't be the same. Like they don't give a fuck if your dad or pops likes them or not. They're not really too like family oriented, you know? It's just more to like, this is me and you. And then whenever real shit hit the fan, then you see, damn, the family don't like me. You know, they don't worry about that. For a Mexican girl, she kind of lets you know off the jump, like, hey, my family, like, they strict, you know? Okay. Black girl, she don't tell you nothing. She don't tell you the chase. She don't tell you, oh, she just be right there. Like, yeah, you having a good time, but they don't tell you the catch.
Okay, so look.
They don't tell you the catch.
So I get you on both parts. Okay, like for instance, my wife.
Like basically, I'm trying to say like a black girl's not gonna go out of the way to be like, I want you to meet my mom. I want you to meet my cousins. I want you to meet my family. Like, come in my family. I want you to be part of my family. No, 9 times out of 10.
Just so you know how problematic it's about to get, this is the least offensive thing he said from this point forward. Oh, it gets worse. It gets worse. This is a case study on how powerful white supremacy is. Like, if I didn't know Tommy Gunn's backstory, I would think that his viewpoint would probably make sense, right? I would think, okay, he's Mexican on the West Coast. Yeah, obviously he has this particular viewpoint of how black people operate. But it's because I know Tommy Gunn's backstory. I've spoken with Tommy Guns at length. I've spoken to Tommy Guns about this particular subject regarding black women. And I can tell you, this is not a bad kid. This is not a kid that I think is a racist kid. This is not a kid that I think has a negative bone in his body. I think this is a kid that's been indoctrinated into the system of white supremacy. I say that because Tommy Guns was raised by a black woman. His black neighbor stepped up and raised him after his mom passed away and his father was not in his life. So Tommy Guns got to see firsthand the generosity and compassion and empathy from a black woman because that black woman stepped up and raised him when she didn't have to. So you would think if you got to experience that level of compassion and generosity and you got to experience how much a black woman values family, you wouldn't have that particular opinion, and you wouldn't have the more extreme opinions you're about to hear from Tommy Guns. There's no way I could hear this clip right here that you're about to hear and then still think that Tommy Guns would have those opinions about black women.
Nice to see you again, Tommy.
Hell yeah.
How have you been?
I heard we went viral on the TikTok.
We did. We went viral on the TikTok.
What was the TikTok?
Okay, so the TikTok clip was him talking about like his mom and his truth. And people were commenting like, he was basically saying like, he was raised by a black woman, so, you know, he embraces his black side as much as people don't think because he's from a Mexican gang, Mexican hood. He embraces his black side. And that the woman that raised him, that he considers his mom, was black. So people were commenting like, basically saying like, oh, I thought his mom died and I thought he said this. But they didn't watch the whole interview.
They
Trying to
never
like
do.
fact check it,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? But they didn't
Yeah,
watch
yeah.
it. Like, his mom did pass away, but he was raised by another woman he considers like his mom that was African American.
Who was the woman that raised you?
She was my mom's best friend, but she had kids with my mom's nephew, so all of her kids are automatically my actual cousins. So she's kind of like the only one that's not blood, but
So how many
the
people
only
were in
one
the
that took care of me.
How many people were in the house when you were growing up?
When I was growing up, while I probably like 8, 9.
Oh wow.
But like when I got older, when I hit probably like around 5th grade, then it was just me by myself.
Oh really?
So it would just be me and my mom.
So were you the youngest and they just like moved out?
Well, when I was younger, I was the oldest. That was what was crazy. All the 8 people were like babies, toddlers running around, shitty ass drawers,
Yeah.
shitty diapers, all that. I know what that shit feels like. You ain't got no room. But all I know is whenever they moved on, like my mom, that I call my mom, her kids got older, they got their own apartment and everything. Then it was just me and my mom.
Yo, white supremacy is powerful. White supremacy was able to convince the kid who was taken in by a black woman and given a better life, right? She treated him like her son, didn't make him feel any type of way, treated him the best she could ever treat him. But white supremacy has convinced that kid who was taken in by a black woman when nobody else would take him in, convinced that kid that black women aren't family orientated, that black women are kind of selfish, that black women don't share. Right? What? And it's not just, this is not an individual thing because our culture has also been affected by white supremacy. Like, we treat our own pretty poorly. Colorism was bred through white supremacy, right? There's some black people who feel like light skin is better, right? That, let's say, that silky and straight hair is better than coarse and curly hair. So yes, like, that's a thing. But to see it firsthand is kind of crazy. But Tommy Guns didn't just stop at some black women or the black women that he encountered are not really family orientated. He kind of went on and started getting into some pretty nasty and destructive stereotypes.
Not like how a Mexican woman would.
Yeah, exactly.
That's true. That's true. That's true. That's true.
And I will say, hey, this is a whole different topic, but I'm gonna say this right now because I'll be talking about this like on the low with my homies and shit. But I will say that growing up, why this shit happened for me, I noticed that like I'm a real one. Like I know I could smell bullshit from a mile away, and not to disrespect no one or nothing, but smelling bullshit from a mile away, I could just smell it from a mile away. And I will say that whenever I would go to my homie's house and I was younger, and I would go to my homie's house and I'll see their mom there, they would be like, "You hungry too? Let me get you a plate of food. Let me make you some food too. You hungry? Oh, I'm gonna give you the same Gatorade as him that I gave my son. I'm gonna give you the same shit I gave my son that birthed him. I'm gonna give you the same portion of food. I'm gonna give you the same this and that." I try to take my homie to my house or something. What's the black mom gonna tell you? They don't got food at their house? Tell their mom to cook. I got food stamps right here. I don't have money to be wasting on your friends.
Wait, hold up.
I don't have money to be wasting on your
Hold
friends.
up.
Wait. Let me get it out. This is what I lived through. Like,
Okay.
don't be, because my dumbass was the one, I would get my mom's EBT stamps and I'll go to the store, the hood store, Shell. I'll drop $100 on me and these fools going to the store and shit, like chips, dumbass little shit. So I will say it was reasonable. I'm a dumbass kid. Why are you wasting the family's stamps, you know?
Yeah.
But a Mexican mom would go through that. Yeah, you spend it, but they will never make you feel that like you fucked up, you know?
Come on, bruh. Come on. Yo, people are gonna get on me, Tommy. They're gonna get on me if I don't keep it 100, bruh. What do you, fam? So only black mamas will be upset that their kid stole their EBT, went to the corner store and brought chips, sodas, and candy for their friends and not just spend $5 or $6, but spend $100 of their EBT money on chips and sodas for their friends, only a black woman would be upset about? Like, come on, bruh. So Mexican mamas are just what? Like they're just saints? Like Mexican mamas don't get mad? A Mexican mama won't be upset that you stole the EBT card and spent $100 for the family's food money on your homies? I've never had a Mexican mama. I've never lived with a Mexican mama, but I refuse to believe that, bruh. I refuse to believe that, man. No. Under no circumstances am I buying that, bro. That a Mexican mama would watch you steal the EBT card, spend it on candy for your homies, and not be upset at you. I refuse to believe it. Now, Tommy would even go on to say, yo, that black women are on food stamps more than Hispanic women. Now, I don't know, okay, where exactly Tommy is getting that particular stat from, but we're going to hear him out. But the one thing I do want to point out, Tommy has said that he hasn't dated a black girl since the 6th grade. So his experience with black women is coming from his mom, the woman who raised him. And if that woman took you in, if that woman fed you, if that woman treated you like family, if that woman spent her resources on raising you, wouldn't that woman be your example that black women are family orientated, that black women are not selfish, that black women do look out? Where do this experience come from of black women who are not family orientated, who are not generous? Because you haven't dated a black woman since the 6th grade. And your mom is one of your only examples of what a black woman is. You lived with her, and she was generous, and she was hospitable.
They'll be like, when you bring basically if you're in a Mexican household and you're Mexican and you bring me, a black dude, into your house, guess what the mom's gonna do? You need anything? Hell yeah, I got you everything. But say you're black and you bring a Mexican homie to your house, you're gonna be like, hey, like, I know they be cooking at their house. Why I'm low on bills right now. Don't bring your friends over here to be making food and stuff.
Okay.
You're gonna get a little lecture, like, you're gonna like, it's not that same comfort, like, bring all your friends right here. Bring all your friends I got right here. This night, because 9 times out of 10 they're on the food stamp.
Okay, so peep game.
But let me say this before I end this.
Okay.
9 times out of 10 the blacks on the food stamps, right? But 9 times out of 10 the Mexicans don't even have an ID or social to get food stamps. They're struggling and working in the fields like me. No one's gonna understand this because me, I worked in the fields in my area, small Mexican community. They don't have food stamps, bro.
Right.
They can't go to a welfare office and put their ID. They don't have social security number.
Right.
And they'll still treat me like, you want the same portion of rice? Boom, right here on it.
Damn.
When I started at 10, the black, like, depending on getting the quick EBT, but they're not even gonna share the EBT. Me, I'm just a kid. I don't know. I'm right here trying to share with my homies because they're doing it to me. When I go to their house, they right here like, man, get anything. And I get the EBT. I'm like, this is the EBT. To my homies, and when I'm in the 8th grade, they're like, you got EBT. They think I'm holy. They think I'm the magic man. I got this magic card that just buys snacks.
Right.
Well, little do they know, that's like $100 off the EBT. That's damn near like, and you only got one kid. My mom only getting like a cool amount. You know, I'm not trying to expose that numbers and this, that. You know what's up.
Come on.
You only got one kid. How much EBT you getting? You ain't getting a hella.
Like 600, 700, 800.
If you have one kid under your name, you ain't getting racked out.
Nah, hell.
So for me to go drop a bill on just snacks with these fools,
yeah.
you don't think I was hearing it?
Yeah, no.
But I bet
sure.
you my homies, they will not hear it. Like I heard it.
So you talk about like the ones that don't
struggle.
have a man.
Because think about it, I'm in Pixley. So Pixley,
Right.
automatically when you hear the word Pixley, just think poverty, okay?
Okay.
So everyone's in the poverty. So it's like when you're in poverty, how you really gonna act? Your true color's gonna show when you're mad. Your true color's gonna show when you're struggling, you know?
Yeah. Fact.
So imagine everyone's struggling. Now isn't the statistic ain't the same number because you're a black mom, this Mexican mom, but y'all both struggling though. How y'all gonna act under pressure when you're struggling?
I
Come
got
on,
you.
bruh,
I got
you know?
you, bro. I got you.
And the struggle of Mexican mom ain't gonna tell you that she's struggling. She's just gonna, you know?
Yeah.
You think a black mom is telling her kids, the universal experience for black people who was raised with single mothers, ask them. The mom is working 2, 3, sometimes 4 jobs. The 4th job is on the weekend to provide for her family. And she's not telling those kids that she's struggling. She's not complaining. She's not letting the kids know that they are hella poor. No, these are mothers who are resilient, man. And I'm not saying the Mexican mothers are resilient. I'm sure they are. But I'm also telling Tommy, bro, black moms are out here doing they Dougie too, man. Black moms are out here working hard too, bro. Now, I understand the conversation about preferences can kind of get tricky and you don't know exactly how to answer it because if you're honest and truthful about your preference, you're kind of looked at crazy. But that question didn't really force your hand into getting into the other things. You kind of voluntarily went into the other things and kind of revealed your opinions of black moms. And I don't know, man. I'm sure you were raised by a great woman who treated you with respect. I feel like you're doing her a grave injustice, and you're doing yourself a grave injustice as well, man. Because you're half Mexican, half black. You have an opportunity to do something that we don't really see. You have an opportunity to be the first really pro-black Mexican rapper and really pro-black black rapper. Think about it, bro. Think about somebody who is half Mexican, half black, but yet they represent both sides to the fullest, right? Like they are super pro-black, super pro-Mexican, and they pushing both. Think about being that rapper, being that person. Being somebody that pushed for both sides will make your career take off so crazy, bruh. You'll get so much support and so much love from both sides. You don't have to engage in conversations like this. I don't think you're a bad guy. I do think you were somewhat indoctrinated into white supremacy. I don't know where it came from because your household was a black household. So where exactly did the white supremacy come from? I'm assuming probably your friends or other Hispanic people you've been around. Maybe that's the case. I'm not sure, right? But yeah, man, this is a bad look, bro. But y'all let me know in the comment section, what do you guys think about this, man? Do y'all believe that Tommy Guns is right, or is he wrong, right? Or is he horrifically wrong? Let me know, okay? And if you're still watching this video and you want to watch another good video, then click on this video right here somewhere on my screen, somewhere here, or here, or here on my screen to find out how Elon Musk just revealed how Indians on Twitter is destroying black culture. I'm gonna see you guys in this video somewhere on my screen. Out of here, folks. Peace.